Half-time between the Chennai Super Kings and the Kings 11 Punjab in Mohali. 170 is what CSK have managed after Ashwin won the toss and put them in. Just 28 runs from the last 4 overs meant that Faf du Plessis 96, which was splendid on its own, and Suresh Raina with 53. Between them, a partnership of 120 in just over 12 overs. But it did sort of fizz out towards the end. We really talked MS Dhoni up way too much today. As a result, he's had a little soft 10 not out of 12. 170 going to be enough, or will Punjab at least get themselves off the foot of the table? On ESPNcricinfo Match 2020, Ajit Agarkar and Daniel Vittori. They're looking good at one point for 190, maybe a little more too. Good innings from Faf.
Should have, really good innings. I mean, when somebody scores almost 100 out of 170, it's a good innings. I think poor finish by Chennai. Like you said, all that praise that we've given MS Dhoni for his batting this season, just couldn't quite finish it off like he has throughout the season. I mean, again, Raidu, I know there's not much time when you come in with over or 2 left, but perhaps Raidu and Kedar Jadhav are not those power hitters that Chennai would want at that stage. They would have liked another 10, maybe 15 runs from where they were.
What's that, below par for you, 170?
I think so, based on the previous game. I think Kolkata chasing down 180 looks a similar sort of wicket. The daytime game may change it a little bit. I thought Raina played well as well. He's coming into form at the right time for them. He's had a slowish season, but his last 2 performances put him in good stead. So that partnership has set them up. But you'd think Kings 11 would walk off the park saying our bowlers did a good job. Hand it over to the batsman. It's up to you guys now.
Yeah, just enough, says Govind Venugopalan, for CSK to win. Okay.
I mean, they're known to defend these totals with their slow bowling.
Yeah.
Again, in my opinion, Kings 11 should chase that with the batting that they have. It's still a good pitch. We saw Faf play. I mean, Faf to score at that strike rate, doesn't naturally come to him. He's been in good form coming into this tournament, but that almost 175 strike rate tells you it's a good pitch. So
didn't turn much either.
No, not at all.
Ashwin was expensive. Ashwin was economical, but he bowled quite flat. So it'll be interesting the 3 spinners from Chennai how they go on this wicket.
Yeah, I've got a 50, 40 from Faf, but as we get to the playoffs, and this is where he really proved his worth last time too. This kind of innings from Faf du Plessis is again the reason why MS keeps playing these guys, even though there are other options at times that other captains might be tempted to.
And I think it is the right option. A, because they're winning and their bowlers have won a lot of games, but B, because they've proven in the past when they give these guys opportunities, they come good at the right time. And it may be the qualifier, it may be the final, but the more opportunities they get, they can be. And Watson and Faf over the last couple of seasons are probably the best examples of that. So it must be a nice position for CSK, Dhoni, the management to be and go, let's just pick the same team, get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Dan. I mean, Raina is a massive plus for them. Couple of 50s now towards the finishing stage of the league is exactly what you want, especially with the way Raidu and Kedar Jadhav have been this season. Not very good. So at least there are 2 guys, Faf and Raina, along with Dhoni, who've got some runs behind them now. The more better. I think Watson missing out again. Hopefully he plays another one of those 96 sort of innings in the playoffs. But otherwise, good signs if Raina is in good form.
Okay, let's take some of your questions as well. Dheeraj is wanting to know the equation for Punjab. Well, they're out of it. They're not going to get it. It was anyway impossible even at the start of this game.
Can we still see it? I just want to see, the equation.
Finish it off in a couple of overs.
Need to do.
I'll tell you what they can do though. If they win within 14.5 overs, that's 14.3 overs. If Chennai lose within those many overs, their net run rate drops below Delhi's. Then if Mumbai wins, Chennai fall out of the top 2. So it's not as inconceivable as we thought initially. 170, 14.5. If Gale and Rahul both go crazy and whatnot, there's a slight outside chance.
No, more than outside chance if Gale goes crazy. I think it's still difficult, obviously.
Yes.
It's happened once against Rajasthan for Mumbai.
Yes.
Similar sort of total to be chased in 14
Mumbai were
overs.
hungry to wanting to make the playoffs themselves.
Kings 11 will be focused on the win. I don't think they care about 14.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly then RCB end up last again. Is it? If Kings 11 do win?
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen.
So,
and
might suddenly become a bad season.
What do you mean again? Six last year.
You don't rule out that Ashwin, with I've looked at the data and the calculations. If we get past 14, get it within 14.5, that'll put Chennai out to 3. And, okay, I'm sure he's not thinking that way.
I think if Chris Gale bats 14 overs, they'll be close.
Yeah.
to be close. I mean,
Yep, correct.
I
Malay Lohar wants to know, is Shami at his best still? Looked very good today and did bowl out.
Yeah, I think just how the game pans out. Obviously, he tried to get his spin on in the middle, didn't quite work, and eventually was left one shot from Shami, who arguably was his best seamer on the day. But I think it's how the situation pans out. Yeah, Andrew Tye has been a disappointment for me. Lots of hopes for Punjab because he's a T20 specialist. To try and lead that attack, hasn't had the season that they would have hoped.
What about Shami for you? That happens sometimes though, when you decide your bowlers around, because you're trying to get in more and more overs out, that your main bowler doesn't end up bowling for? Or is that just an error?
Kings 11 had a lot of options today, and like Ajit said, their fifth bowler, Tye and M. Ashwin, probably they struggled a little bit today. Both of them went for over 10s in their 3 overs, so it was surprising that Shami didn't bowl one through that middle, and then the one at the death would have been available if they wanted to use it or not, because I don't think they really want to use them at the death, but because Tye hasn't bowled as well as we're accustomed to, they probably save it up. So it's the pace that Shami's bowling. I think he looks like he's got a lot of energy. It's hitting the deck hard, and even though I know it was Kedar Yadav's first ball, to get through his defences so easily shows that he's got some real pace at the moment.
He'll get some nice rest as well. Now that Kings 11 are out, I'll get a few days off.
Yeah, he's been non-stop. Otherwise, Mohammad Shami, he played through the summer, also played all the limited overs games after that. New coming home, new second coming for him in ODI cricket too, and he's played through the course of the IPL. So because Mohammad Shami's been that good, why don't we give him a bit of an applause? So I have my lovely Google assistant here. Okay, Google, applaud.
Ronak, you're just
I got all
yourself. Yeah.
I've got all my toys on display today. Mohammad Aslam wants to know, what is Punjab's equation anyway? Just tell me. So let me see if I can have my data guys dig that out for me for the end of the show. Let me have another word on Faf though. I saw that stat after he gets to 50, he strikes at over 200. He seems like one of those who might be a little scratchy, whatnot, but once he's hitting it, he can hit every ball effectively.
Doesn't come across as a batsman who can take down attacks, but does it in his own way. I mean, if you look at his style of batting, as a bowler, he won't be on the top of your list of feared batsmen. So
I mean, he's almost like Rohit. I'm comparing with Rohit because similar Rohit, if he takes his time, but then Rohit, when he's supreme, he can do. Faf never looks that supreme.
No. I find it funny because you watch him on TV and he does look scratchy, but when you see him in person when he's batting, he actually looks a real presence at the crease. He stands up tall, he goes towards the bowler, he looks aggressive, and I suppose he just doesn't score as quickly at the start, but once he's settled and once he's in, he's dynamic, and that strike rate of over 200 once he gets to 50 means that he's going incredibly hard. So I think most teams plan for him to try and get him out on those first 6 to 10 balls because they perceive him as a little bit scratchy, but once he's in, he's a real bonus. Yeah,
Malay is saying that very happy with the way Shami's been bowling. This is good news for the Indian team. I have the equation for Kings 11 Punjab. You're not going to like it.
Here we go.
The minute the first ball will be bowled, they will be out of it. It's actually true because they need 0 overs. Essentially, they need more than... Anyway, they need to score this before a ball was bowled. That's how mathematically impossible this was. So even if it was 5 runs to get or 6 runs to get,
so they have no chance.
They have absolutely no chance. So they're not going to be able to do it. Okay, we probably touched upon this before, but Shishir wants to know from Dan, why has it been that Kings, after being consistent and managing to win more than they lost in the first half, have changed it around, and how much is it to do with Ashwin's captaincy?
I don't think it's to do with Ashwin's captaincy at all. I think he does a thorough job, and he's obviously a deep thinker about the game. He understands the game. He understands his own game, and he has a deep desire to win. I think he's a real competitive captain. Sometimes when you see a team start so well and then fall away, it's always you wonder what's going on outside the team. I think the players and the coaching staff, they're all competing to win. So it's just whether there's a lot of information, a lot of not change, but a lot of inconsistency. And I think the thing that a Kings 11 team's probably crying out for is that consistency. And I think Ashwin does provide that. I think he's a really good leader and a really good captain.
Nikhil Ryan for Ajit. Time to release a few players into the auction, and he lists Tye, Varun Chakravarti, Prabh Simran, who was bought for 5 crore, Moses Enriques, and maybe look to bring either Maxwell back or even a proper fast bowler in either Kane Richardson or Mitchell Stark to boost the bowling.
Bowling, for sure, those options look good. Maxwell, I think it's falling into that same trap. If you look at Maxwell's IPL record, might be good for Australia and might have had those few good games for Kings 11, more in UAE than India. Do you want to go back to, if there aren't any other options, then you'd look at Maxwell. I don't know whether he'll be the top of the list. I mean, hell of a player. I mean, I enjoy watching him, big fan of his, and particularly in this format, can win you games, but unfortunately he hasn't done it in the IPL. So, and consistently struggled in the IPL. I think Sehwag had a go at all his overseas batters a couple of seasons back.
And the coach and a few others.
So, no, but I mean, and if you look at his numbers, it might not be great in the IPL. That doesn't mean he won't do it. But they definitely need a batsman of that caliber who can win them a few games in that middle order.
Now, there will be some Aussie bowlers that might go for a premium in the next auction if they put themselves in it.
I think so, particularly Cummins, it'd be a one year sort of deal, I think, before the big auction. So you may see those guys available. There's no World Cup. I don't know if there's Ashes on or anything like that.
No, Ashes are this year, so that'll be done.
Look, I think that there will be some guys trying to recoup some past couple auctions. So
you're not keeping track of the Ashes. You're not going to stay up and watch Australia v England.
The other worry for Kings 11 would be what kind of shape Chris Gayle is in. Whether he's playing next year, I mean, you don't quite know. And that if that happens, or he doesn't play for some reason, or he isn't as good a form that he's shown this year, that'll be a huge blow. To fill those shoes will be difficult as well.
So they've got to figure all that out. There will be an auction at that time, and like Dan points out, there's not going to be a World Cup to follow. Might be more players available for the entirety of the auction. So we'll take that conversation later. It's over for Punjab now, but can they go off on a bang the way Royal Challengers Bangalore did last evening? Quick predictions: Chennai or Punjab? Ajit?
I don't think it's enough runs. If Punjab bat well, they should win this.
Daniel?
Yeah, I think this opening partnership will define it. KL and Gale, but I think it's not enough runs.
Okay, let's find out then if CSK can manage to defend a total that, in the eyes of both Daniel Vittoria and Ajit Agarkar, does not seem like enough runs. Quick 10-over update on our Instagram Live, and then we'll be back with the boys at 7:30 p.m. to review this game as well as build up to Mumbai v Kolkata. And remember, you can get your daily news of ESPNcricinfo only on your Google Home, so make sure you catch that too.